Someone said it to me once, it's like man's responsibility, God's sovereignty. Like my responsibility is to go out there and pursue this like I was told I was supposed to do it. You know what I mean? Like I was called to do this. This is my calling. And it's like, if this is my calling, I'm gonna give everything to it. And then I'm gonna watch God move mountains to like bring it to life. That doesn't happen from the couch.
Unbelievable. This guy, the moment is not too big for him, being the first time he stepped on a big league field.
Zach Remillard, LaSalle Institute, class of 2012. I live the dream.
I think a lot of us, but I can only speak personally, we take some moments and some chapters in our life for granted. We think they're one thing as we're living through them, but in retrospect, a lot more people pour into you than you even realize.
Are you ready for me, Jesse?
I'll do my best.
Do your best, that's all we can ask. All right. Can you describe Zach as a kid growing up? Like, what was he like?
Well, Zach was extremely focused and hardworking athlete. He was also humble, despite having a lot of talent.
We were both on the JV baseball team at LaSalle together. I was a freshman, Zach was in 8th grade. Zach was smaller back then. He hadn't really grown into his body, but he had that mentality, the bulldog mentality.
Coach, my name is Will Remillard. I'm a junior here at the LaSalle Institute in Troy, New York.
I always played a bunch of sports. My brother kind of honed in on baseball earlier than I did, and when I saw that, I kind of gravitated toward it. And he's definitely the inspiration that made me fall in love with this game. I don't think I had the patience for it, and when I saw him doing it, it's like, hey, I want to do that too, because my older brother was doing it. And I slowly began to fall in love with the game more and more, and he was the one that always pushed.
In her young teens, him and his brother, and would always be working out at All Stars, and fighting most of the time, but competing as well. And they saw both of them how hard they worked at an early age, and always knew that success was gonna come.
Little two different personalities. Zach was definitely a little bit more fiery. Will was kind of a little bit more laid off. However, the two personalities, they worked well together, right?
Our relationship was I threw him a ton of pitches, and we talked a lot about hitting and playing baseball. I mean, he spent a lot of time here to the point where, like we were talking about, I mean, between his brother and him and his father, we were all good buddies, let's say that. But Zach was one of the few kids who really kind of enjoyed not only being here all the time, but took full advantage of it and just kept working to make himself better and better.
Mike had a giant role in my life. Mike was someone that I really wanted to win over as a kid, and he poured into me, did countless lessons. And it's like when you're a kid, you know when an adult believes in you. I was headed to college, planning on winning a starting job, and everything was still going to plan as far as I drew it up, and ended up really struggling offensively my freshman year. Really had to become a good bunter, played really good defense, and competed hard just to find a way to stay on the field. I met my wife in the training room, who was obviously my girlfriend at the time, but she tore her ACL. I had my UCL, and we were rehabbing with the same trainer. I had a strength coach, Nick White, who brought Jesus into my life, he delivered the wrapped gift. I think a lot of things pointed to my faith throughout the journey, but he was just there when I needed it. He invited me to a Bible study, and yeah, that year I ended up giving my life to Christ, and that same year we won the national championship. It was a very transformational year, just going through knowing Jesus and faith and relationship with God, or the beginning of a relationship with God looked like, and then like living out what that was, like this love and brotherhood in real life. Like college was a special journey. It was a growth journey for sure.
I think we played the whole season like we had nothing to lose. A lot of us are seniors. We were hard-working individuals that just wanted to come out here and play. And I mean, if you really have nothing to lose, you're kind of focused on the result as opposed to the moment.
Tell us about the reality of the minor league grind. You were in the minor leagues for 7 years.
Yeah.
8 off seasons.
Yeah, I saw the duration of my rookie contract. I floated a really fine line of like, and this probably isn't the best way to word it, but like I wasn't so invaluable that like you would cut me, but I wasn't as valuable enough to where like I held value in the market to where you would put me on the 40 man. So like I floated that fine line of someone who doesn't get added to the roster, stays on the rookie contract until the 7 years is up, without obviously like having the career.
Over the course of time, what you could see with Zach is he matured quickly through some of the ups and downs. So he was able to maintain a level of being able to increase his abilities consistently. Some guys will plateau out. There was no ceiling that he was going to hit, that he was going to accept. He was going to keep pushing.
It was late, around 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock at night. Late, you know, I have a wife and a child at the time, so if I'm getting a call from Zach at that hour, I'm kind of like, something's up. So he calls me, I answer, and he says, I'm going to the show.
I got pulled off the field in Durham. A coach that's been a huge part of my journey, Justin Jerschley, was the manager, and he got to tell me, and it was a great moment because it's someone that had been there. He was my first A-ball hitting coach, and then my manager the next year. So like I've kind of came up through the ranks with him. So him telling me was super awesome. And then to call my dad, to call my brother, call my wife, like, I mean, you kidding? Like it's awesome. You get to share that moment. That's what it is. It's a journey together. I sat in the car and I cried because it was like, I could go home and I could tell my wife that not that it was worth it because of that, but like the financial sacrifice, it's like I'm actually going to make a living playing this game. I'm not going to go work in the off season to put money in my bank account so I can go pay to play. So I flew out to LA. My first game on the active roster was in LA watching the team play against the Dodgers, and I obviously didn't play that night, but we road tripped to Seattle following that game. And yeah, TA came up on, I think, something in his leg and had to come out.
Tim Anderson is out of the game. It looked like he might have tweaked something when he was doubled off first base. So we'll await word from the White Sox. And Zach Remillard is making his big league debut. He's at second base.
Enter me. I went out there, and actually I had a funny teammate, who was just like, dude, you're gonna be shaking. Like he was having fun with it.
I was following the game on MLB.com. You know, they report each at bat and what's happening. The first thing, I turned to my wife in the fourth inning, I said, Zach is in the game.
I'm at a wedding in Canada for another good friend of mine, and I get a text that Zach gets called into the game. He's making his debut.
That'll bring up Zach Remillard. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but he's in the big leagues. 10th round pick of the Sox back in the 16 draft. Just under 700 minor league games before this moment.
Something in me was like, I really just like, I mean, I'm 29 years old. Like I've waited for this moment for a while, but like I've almost waited so long that like just ready for it, man. Like, I'm just ready to do it. Like, this is the moment. This is the only moment I've ever had. This might be the only moment I ever have. I remember once the first pitch was thrown and I got in the ready position, it was like clicked. It was like, I've played this game my whole life and like, I'm here. And I think I had a pop fly. I kind of snatched out of the air, and my first at bat, I drew a walk.
3-1 inside, and he'll walk.
Nice first at bat by Zach.
It was almost like you feel like you're made for one moment, and it was just like, this was my moment.
Got a tie game. Great job by Robert. Let's not forget to credit Zach Remillard for walking and keep the inning alive.
I'm like kind of looking under the table at my phone, and it's Zach just got his first major league hit.
Remillard, Topa home, and there's a bunt toward third. It's a beauty, and it's a base hit. Zach Remillard on base twice to start his career.
Next at bat, like, I'm able to get a base hit off the closer.
Remillard comes up, makes his debut, gets his first hit, and wouldn't his first RBI be nice?
That'd be a game-tying RBI, maybe even more, because Benintendi can run over at first. It's Remillard into left. It's through. Around third, and coming home is Andrews. The throw's cut off, and Zach Remillard.
Closer to tie the game, and then drive in the winning run, and complete an on-base 4 times, game-tying, game-winning RBI. It's like, are you kidding? Like, I think I went home and I was like, to me, it was the quietest place I've ever been. And it's
oh my.
Into right. Down for a hit. Zach Remillard. The White Sox take a 4-3 lead. The rookie in his first big league game. Who in the world is this guy?
I wasn't making my big league debut. I was just playing ball. And it was some of the most playing ball I've ever experienced. That's how you know you're in the place.
Comes J.P. Crawford. Shot to second. Who else to end the ball game but Zach Remillard?
Of course.
Sox win it 4-3.
The man who single-handedly won this game for the White Sox.
It was a surreal moment. I end up getting sent the interview after the game, and Zach is just, cool as can be. Not like weighing into how, historic his debut was, but, he was there to do a job. He was ready. It was his moment.
When you're in those, moments, and for me, that might be another regular season game for someone, but, for me, that was the World Series up to, that point, you know what I mean? I played in the College World Series, but it's one of the biggest moments in my life, one of the biggest games in my life. It was just so moment by moment that it was, honestly, it was easy.
Walk me through what Saturday was like.
Honestly, I think I'm still processing, but it was a special moment for me and my family, and a lot of work, preparation, and patience went into this. So, it meant the world to me. It was definitely a dream come true, and I'm excited to start this journey.
It's a dream come true to be working with your best friend. It's hard for me to describe anything else than working with your best friend to build something great together.
I hope young athletes take away that it's possible. If you're in it for the right reasons and it's for good and it's going to produce good, then it's possible.
Guys, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm Gary. What's up? Nice to meet you. Yeah, what was your core motivation that you started with and finished with?
It was playing in the big leagues. I loved the game. I thought the game defined me, and it was the most important thing in my life. And through a very humbling career of going to Coastal, struggling, senior year succeeding, then getting thrown into pro ball, that kind of shift to brotherhood, and then it shifted my senior year to my faith.